Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be doing some upgrades to MidTower Deluxe. Here I have 3 new hard drives. I'm going to be replacing all 3 hard drives in this computer. Of course, shooting all these videos for you guys and everything has helped contribute to eating up my file space. Also, I shoot a lot of video for other things, and I record a lot of TV shows, take lots of pictures, install lots of programs, you name it. I currently have, I believe, either 700 to 800 gigabytes of space used up on this computer. And my current setup in there right now is 2 500 gigabyte Seagate hard drives in RAID stripe and a Western Digital Caviar Green 1 terabyte backup. And here I have 2 Seagate 1 terabyte hard drives. These 2 are going to be in a RAID stripe. And I got this 2 terabyte Seagate drive. It's going to be a backup. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the side panels off, and let's go ahead and start doing this upgrade. Okay, I went ahead and put my camera on a tripod so that way you could get a better view. So I'm going to get these side panels off. Which are just, they have thumb screws, so they're easy to take off. Okay, so I got both side panels off, and just a little precaution for you guys to know. Anytime you're working on a computer, especially during the colder months of the year, it's very important to watch out for ESD, also known as electrostatic discharge. Especially when you're working in a carpeted room, which I'm in a carpeted room. And when the humidity is low, especially if you have a wood stove or just from regular heat, your humidity will be much lower because of the cold, dry air outside. And when that humidity is low, static thrives. So this is something you want to watch out for. Just be very careful, because all it takes is one shock on your computer's components and you could fry that component. Now I'm going to disconnect these hard drives and take them out. Which of course, some of you guys probably dropped about my cable management in this computer, but you got to think about it. This computer has 3 hard drives, your graphics card with the power supply connection, 2 optical drives, floppy disk drive, media card reader. It's got thermal sensors up front. It's got cold cathode lights, extra USB ports, water cooling lines, power supply lines to the back of the computer to go to the radiator, fans, and the pump. It's got tons of wires in this thing. And it's kind of hard to make everything real tight when you have this many wires in this thing, but I don't think, for the amount of wires that's in this computer, it's not too awful bad. And once I get these hard drives replaced, I'll show you how to build a RAID array on an AMD chipset-based motherboard, which will be pretty interesting for you to see. Okay. Okay, now all the connections are loose. Let's go ahead and unbolt the hard drives. Let's go ahead and get the hard drives out. So basically what I did to back up my files, get this power supply connection off this graphics card that is right in the way. So basically what I did was I backed up my files. I done a new system image to my 1 terabyte backup drive. And the way I got my computer designed, I have a SATA cable that runs out the side, and I'm going to plug this up and get my files. I got a system image that has everything, my TV, files, everything, on this hard drive. And this before I continue on, let me go ahead and unpack one of these Seagate 1 terabyte drives. This will show you something pretty funny. It's amazing how technology just moves so fast. Back when I bought this hard drive, 1 terabyte hard drives had multiple platters inside of them. This hard drive is heavy. Let's look at this brand new Seagate. This Seagate 1 terabyte is a single platter drive. Notice how thin it is compared to the Western Digital. I'd say that's pretty cool. And let me show you my 2 terabyte drive. And here is the 2 terabyte. This one feels even lighter than the 2 terabyte. I mean the 1 terabyte Western Digital. I'm guessing this Western Digital green drive may have 3 platters in it, because this is, I believe, a 2 platter, because that's 1 platter. This is 2 platters. This drive is much lighter than this one. I think this Western Digital is a 3 platter hard drive. So anyways, let's go and move on. Let me go ahead and show you my Seagate 500 gig drive. And for the most part, in terms of reliability with Seagate, with my experience, it's been pretty good. I did have an issue though. Get this out and show you. I bought 2 Seagate 7200.12 500 gig hard drives back in early 2009. So even the warranties are out on these drives. But the warranty was a good thing to have, because back in August 2010, one of these drives failed, so I had to send in for a replacement and got a certified repair hard drive back from Seagate. Never had a problem out of this one. A friend of mine lives in the neighborhood. I serviced his computer. He wanted a RAID stripe with 2 Seagates. So what I did was bought 2 of these, and luckily for him, well, actually no, unluckily, because one of those drives failed, so his RAID stripe was corrupted. So after that, we got the replacement and just did a RAID mirror for 500 gigabytes. Had a RAID mirror, and the other one failed. So this Dell XPS 430 computer has 2 certified repair hard drives, because most of the original drives failed. The early 7200.12s did have some reliability issues. And this one here was manufactured at nearly the same time as that one. Well, not this actual drive, but you get the idea. And basically what happened is the drives would start showing smart errors. Anyways, and also, it's real funny, when I got these hard drives, these are single platter. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Like, wow, 500 gigabytes on a single platter. And now we have this 1 terabyte on a single platter 3 years later. I'd say that's pretty cool. Might as well leave this out. So I'm going to set these 2 hard drives to the side. They'll get formatted, and I'll find something else for them drives. This one here I got to hang on to, because like I say, it's got my files on it, and I'm going to be using this hard drive to restore my stuff. So go ahead and install these new hard drives. And of course, with my setup, the way it works, the backup goes on top, and the RAID stripe drives go on the two lower racks. So let me go ahead and unpack this hard drive here too. So, anyways, here we go. If you're curious about how much I paid for this new setup, these three hard drives, it was around $230 on Newegg. They had the 2 terabyte on sale. Ironically, I paid more for the 1 terabytes than I did the 2 terabyte. Anyways, here we go. Go ahead and slide these in. And these hard drives here are SATA 6 gigabit per second drives. So they are the newer type. Those last hard drives I had in here were SATA 3 gigabit per second. And of course, don't get confused by that. Just because the hard drive says it's SATA 6 gigabit per second does not mean it can do that much. Barely any hard drives out there, unless you're talking about solid state drives, can actually go that fast. If even close. That is only the connection speed. Go ahead and slide this hard drive in. And of course, working in a mid-tower size case is not the easiest thing to do. But this system, despite all the hardware that's in it, is not all that bad. I think this is bad. The Black Max is much worse because the Black Max is not very long from front to back. Its case, it's a Zoxide Luster X, I think. This is a case they used to have back in 2008. Now I'll go ahead and install the 2 terabyte. And it's funny, I have upgraded the hard drives in the MidTower Deluxe and in the Dell Inspiron 1525 laptop at almost the same time. I just installed a brand new 500 gig Seagate hybrid solid state drive. This is a 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM drive, but it has 4 gigabytes of solid state memory that automatically optimizes for performance. Now let's go ahead and bolt these hard drives in. Okay, I got all the hard drives bolted in. Let's go ahead and connect everything. Get some better light in here so you can see what I'm doing. That's better. Plug up our power supply connections. And if you notice, for my RAID hard drives, I used the SATA cables out of slim Dell computers because they're so small. They're not long. That's something I definitely like. That way I don't take up so much space. Things are a little bit neater anyway. I'm going to plug up a connection to our backup drive. Stick this cable to the side. I might consider putting a fourth hard drive in this thing, just for TV storage and YouTube uploads. I ain't gonna do it right now, though. I'll do it sometime later on. And plug up this cable. I think it's a pretty cool looking SATA cable there. Alrighty, now it's time to go ahead and throw the side panels back on and start this thing up. And I'll show you how to build a RAID array. Alrighty, now everything is hooked back up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and set up the RAID. Okay, don't hear any clicks of death. That's a good sign considering how UPS can be with packages sometimes. I actually did order a Seagate hard drive from Newegg a couple years back. This was before I got that Western Digital drive. It actually was DOA. It worked halfway but didn't work completely because it was having issues with sectors and everything else. Press Control F to enter utility. Okay, so now I'm going to press 1 to view drive assignments. We can see our hard drives. Now the problem with AMD's RAID utility is it's always been very confusing. Let's see, I have configured NVIDIA RAID, and I've configured NVIDIA RAID, Intel RAID, and I also configured on an older board HighPoint RAID. And all three of those setups were fairly easy to use. AMD's takes a bit of getting used to, so let me go ahead and show you how this works. And of course it's been 2 years since I actually had to configure a RAID setup in AMD's little BIOS. So you gotta go to number 2. It says there is no any LD, of course poor grammar there. But you have to press Control C to define LD. I believe that's what we do. Okay. And it defaults to RAID-0, which is stripe. The stripe block is 64K. Fast initialize is on. Gigabyte boundary is on. And of course cache mode is right through. Now, press a Y to assign each drive. Make sure you can see. Zoom in just a little bit. So basically I pressed Y on both of those drives to configure them for the RAID stripe. Let's try this here. Okay, you can see a little bit better. Zoom out a little bit. And now I gotta press Control Y to save. It says please press Control Y key to input the LD name or press any key to exit. If you do not input any LD name, the default LD name will be used. So press Control Y again. Let's see. Just something random like RAID stripe and hit enter. It says fast initialization option has been selected to erase the master boot record data of the disk. That's fine because these are brand new hard drives. Press Control Y to modify array capacity or press any other key to use maximum capacity. So press the space bar. Okay, now we have a RAID stripe, 2 terabyte. It says it's functional.